and welcome to This Day, folks. It is Saturday, December 20th. I'm Michael Taylor, and you knew it was a Saturday. Here I am for the holidays right here at the desk for you, as always. We got a great show for you. I hope you're having a good weekend. Right now, though, we want to talk about our show, and it's going to be Adapt to It with Leslie Gabola. Bree's going to be here talking with her about the latest gadgets and things they have over at the Adapt to It store. And then later in the program, I'll be talking with the Broadway Music Lovers Club, Kate Barkley and Elisa Kaplan Center. They got a great show coming up. Their next big thing after they've done the chorus line is going to be, drum roll please, Fiddler on the Roof. There you go. And they're going to be talking about that show and when they're going to be doing that and some other stuff as well. So they got lots of plans going on there. All right, let's stay informed, and we want to keep you informed. Hey, it's the holidays coming here, and we're not going to be here on some days. No, this day on Christmas and the day after, we're going to be taking those days off and celebrating with our families and friends. So we got some movies for you. 8:30 a.m., we got Elf. Oh, that's a great classic one, great Christmas movie. Then Boys Town, another great Christmas movie. I feel like there's a theme here. And then at 4 p.m., A Christmas Carol, also another fantastic Christmas movie. Then on the 26th, we got Peter Rabbit, and then Dream Horse at noon, and then 5:30, California Gold with Huell Hauser coming all the way down here to Laguna Beach. A great, great show over there too. So that is going to be our schedule for Thursday and Friday of next week while we celebrate the holidays with our families. All right, let's take a quick check of our weather forecast, and we got some good temperatures here. It's winter-ish, winter-like for California, as always. We got upper 60s for next few days. Then we start to get a little bit cooler on Tuesday and Wednesday as Christmas comes. God, the next day's Thursday after that. Wow, it's coming. And then winter starts on the 21st on Sunday. Got a lot of things coming up on the calendar, folks. Let's take a check of our sunrise, sunset. And here's a beautiful shot here. Look at that rainbow. Look at that little rainbow right over the Lake Forest sign. Thank you, Cole Young, for sending us this one. He also does Sports Corner for us, as you folks know. Sunrise this morning, 6:51. Sunset tonight, 4:46. If you'd like to send us a picture, now I'm going to say don't take a picture while you're driving just because there's a rainbow like Cole did. But if you have a great picture that you want to take while you're standing still and you see a rainbow, because we have some rain in the forecast that might be coming up later next week, you can send that to us as well as holiday shots, pictures of your pets dressed up in Christmas outfits. We want to see them. Email us. LagunaWoodsVillageTV@gmail.com. Make sure you include your name and where you took the picture, and we will use it in our sunrise sunset segment. Okay, when we come back, it's going to be Bree on the set here with Leslie Gabola from Adapt to It. Stay with us.
At Adapt to It, we strive to make the everyday tasks easier by providing our customers with the tools they need to be successful. We carefully explain the use and care of all of our equipment. Adapt to It has been in Laguna Woods for over 20 years, and we know that nothing in life stays constant. So we can help you adapt to all the changes in your life. Adapt to It sells and rents items and always delivers with a smile. Come in today to experience what we mean when we say, when you can't change it, adapt to it.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. It's always a pleasure to have Leslie Gabola here from Adapt to It. Today she's got a variety of things that we never knew we needed to help you get back on your feet. Leslie,
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank
Welcome
you.
back to the show.
I'm struggling with an elastic. Oh, there we go.
Well,
elastic shoelace.
If it's being a bugger, let's just talk about it.
Okay, it's in my hand. So, starting off,
yes.
A lot of people have reasons why they can't reach their feet. And sometimes if you've had a hip surgery, we're just talking about the importance of a hip and how much it is a pivotal point of your body, because if you have hip issues, it affects everything.
Yes.
And so the main thing that it affects, of course, is reaching your feet. And so what we have here is a bunch of stuff that has longer handles on it. So you don't have to reach your feet. And this can be applicable for a hip surgery, a knee surgery, back surgery, or just arthritis, or it's just difficult to reach your feet. Mm-hmm. Or, more importantly, if you're at a fall risk. Oh. Because if you lean forward and offset your center of gravity by leaning over to reach your feet, that can cause a fall. because the forward momentum just kind of keeps you going.
And then as you were explaining to me before the segment, patients are prescribed to not turn their foot in a certain direction or to move in a certain direction before they're fully healed.
Exactly. So if you've had a total hip, you have precautions, and there are 3 main precautions. You can't bend greater at the hip than 90 degrees, so that eliminates leaning over and turning your foot in. You can't do that. And then bringing your legs close together. You can't do that because you have to protect that new joint until everything heals up.
Interesting.
So all the equipment will help you stick to those precautions.
Right.
And like I said, they're not only for hip people, they're for everybody. So these are wonderful. And a lot of these things were invented by occupational therapists, and everybody knows I'm one. But I have one of the first reachers that was invented, and it's a lot different than these, and I'll kind of go through them a little bit later. But back to these. These are elastic, so they stretch. You lace them up like regular laces. Shoelaces, right. So you lace them up like regular and then tie them, and then since they're elastic, they give. So it turns a tie shoe into an elastic shoe. So you can just slip your foot in.
Wonderful.
And they come in black and white or brown.
Perfect.
They come in colors. There are a couple different kinds. These are regular laces, but they're also coilers. They look like curly cues. They don't have to tie at all.
You see those a lot on the little girls' shoes.
On little kids, exactly.
They're glittery and hot pink.
Exactly. So a little bit of something for everyone, right?
Exactly. Love it.
So this is a sake, and we were talking about this, and this is one of the greatest inventions
This is kind
ever.
of fascinating to me.
Yeah.
These are things you never knew you needed.
Exactly. So this is a soft one. We also have one that's pure plastic, and it's harder. It's not flexible like this. So what you do basically is you put your sock on. This is where the heel goes, and this is the top of the sock. Slide it on, grab these handles here, throw it down at your foot, and then pull up on it, and it puts your sock on for you.
I mean, simple but brilliant.
Yes. And I sell actually a lot of these because all the therapists know about them, and they all recommend their patients to get them. So super easy to, and we all need socks and slippers now because it's so cold.
Right, yeah, it's a good time of year to have that.
Exactly. So this is an item that comes in the hip kit. I have been an OT for 40 years. I have never used one of these in my life for my patients.
You're going to have to tell me what you use that for.
It's a dressing stick.
A dressing
And
stick.
what it's supposed to do is hook your clothes so you can, again, hook your clothes, put them up at your feet, pull up pants, pull up underwear, pull up anything. And then this is a zipper pull. This is really useful. So if you have a zipper in the back, you can use it to pull it up, or the finer
as long
points
as
of
it has
getting
that little hook,
The
or
hook,
that little
right.
opening.
And one of the things we sometimes recommend is just putting a piece of fishing line on the end of that hook, so in that little hole, so you can make the hook bigger, so you can then grab it with something like this. And the benefit is it doesn't show because it's fishing line. So nobody would ever know that that's an issue. So
Okay, you just solved my wardrobe problem.
oh, I've got tons of them. And then this is something that everybody can use, everybody recognizes. It's a shoehorn. And we have probably 6 different kinds of shoehorns in the store, just because who doesn't need a shoehorn at one time or another? I constantly run as I'm doing stockings or fittings or anything, really, and people have to take off their shoes. I'm constantly running over to my display and grabbing one of these to help people back on with their shoes.
Yes.
So all different lengths. I have really long ones for really tall people. I have short ones if you like the short ones. It's
Something
adapt
for
to
everyone.
it. You always get
Adapt to
right.
it.
You always get a variety here. This is pretty self-explanatory. It's a long-handled sponge. You can put lotion, and we have another thing. It's not here, but for lotion that you squirt lotion on, you can do your back. But fun fact, this is curved,
Yes.
and the reason why it's curved so you can reach your whole entire back. Because if it's straight, every back is curved. And so if it's straight,
You're not
you
gonna
can't
get the
reach,
lower back.
right, you can't get your lower back. So depending on your curve, you can bend it more or less.
Interesting.
And
your height.
your height, right.
Yeah.
So that's a really useful thing. And then, okay, so these are the reachers. A typical reacher, this is really the most common one.
Now that
And-
reminds me, maybe for changing a light bulb or something?
Yeah.
Something similar?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to, yeah, you could. We usually don't say pick a penny glass with this, just because it's a squisher and you wouldn't want to break anything.
Right.
And people use them to get cans out of their top cabinets, which makes me crazy because, again, they're really not meant for that heavy load. It's more for dressing, picking up things off the floor, light duty things. But the neat part about these, this one has it. This is a hook. Again, hook. So I usually use this for people to tell them to help get dressed if they need a hook. And it's right there on their reacher. And this is something that you can use to put on your shoes, socks, pants, whatever. And then this one has it. But the other thing this one has is a magnet on the end.
Oh, that's
So
handy.
if you've got anything metallic, you can pick it up from the floor. Super easy to use, and they don't take a lot of grip strength to make them close. So even with arthritic hands, you can use them pretty well. And we have just different sizes and, again, lengths, and depending on your height. This is one with a suction cup, and people really like this one because they feel like it grabs onto things really well. So this would be a better thing for maybe a cup or a mug or something like that. Just be careful with it. And then, of course, we have this that's the foldable one. And then this one is nice because you can pick things up from any direction. So
Oh,
you
so you
can
can rotate
change
the head.
Yeah, you can change the head. So, and then it's foldable, so you can take it with you. So it folds pretty small.
Now, how are people going to know if they've never needed to use one of these devices before? How are they going to know what style do I pick up?
We usually, we'll come in to adapt to it and talk to us, and we'll kind of figure it out. What we usually do is we have some things that are kind of the core items that people usually start with. And so they'll kind of ask, what's your most popular item? That's kind of where we start. And then if they have other questions or other needs, we kind of adapt to it as needed.
And I suppose while they're at your store, they can play around with them because you've got lots of things to pick up, right?
And that's one of the, that's why I started the store. So people could come in and play and figure out what fits them the best.
Right.
Because buying something online doesn't work. You never know what you're going to get. You never know the quality.
That's
You're
the
just
scariest
kind
thing.
of, you get it and, that's done. So you have somebody to talk to here. And we are good at what we do. We love helping folks. And, we've been here forever. So
How many years now?
23.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
going on 24 in July. So
And then you have another location in
we
Huntington?
do. No, in Newport.
In Newport.
Yeah, it's right between Hogue and Keck Hospital, or Keck Cancer Center.
Oh, okay.
So, down at the end of Newport Boulevard. And it's a smaller store, but it's a kind of boutique-y. It's beautiful. I love that store.
Oh,
So,
lovely. Leslie, would you recommend coming in to see you before somebody goes in for hip surgery and getting their equipment so that they don't have to try to navigate that afterwards
Exactly.
when they're in so much pain?
Exactly. We have people coming in right after surgery or right after the hospital, and I always feel bad because they're exhausted.
Yes.
And in pain and just want to go home. So yes, if you can do things proactively, it's always better.
Right. Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing these
You're welcome.
detailed reachers, I'm sure that they take a lot of frustration out of people's everyday lives.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
All right,
Thank you.
Leslie, thank you for coming in.
No problem.
You're watching This Day on Village TV. We'll be back after these messages.
At Pearl 32 Dental, we redefine your dental experience with comfort, technology, and care. Led by Dr. Rezai and Dr. Jawad Manish, we specialize in patient-first dentistry. We do permanent crowns in just one visit with our same-day CEREC technology. From smile makeovers to laser therapy and implants, we blend artistry with innovation. We accept payment plans, or you can check out our 3-tier membership for exclusive savings. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your appointment today.
Are there any more bigger Broadway music lovers than the people here right in these seats? Elisa Kaplan Center and Kate Barkley, thank you for joining us today from the club, as always.
Thank you. Hi again.
Hello, hello. So let's go with the chorus line thing that you guys did it lasted longer than the actual one on Broadway. You had your fourth showing of this one. How did it go?
Great. We I calculated we had over 770 people come between the 4 shows.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So yeah, and we're resting now because it's been a long 8 months of production, pre-production, singing, dancing, rehearsing, and it was really a great ending.
Yeah.
It was really neat though because our presentation was in a more casual situation. We would look out. I looked out, and there were people mouthing the words and singing the songs that they've heard for years and years, and just really, really enjoying it. And people who had seen it on Channel 6 and then came in and went, "Oh my gosh, I loved it on 6 and I'd love it more." So it was really neat to present something like that to a smaller audience.
Right.
And we didn't have a stage. We were flush with them.
And what's it like being, that close? That's a very intimate kind of setting with all of with that kind of thing. So what's it like seeing their reaction in real time right there?
Well, the best part was there was one woman in the front row who was literally leaning in to them. They were right there singing and everything. And when the show was over, she just got up and gave such a standing ovation applause. She couldn't hold herself back.
Oh.
And to me, as an artist, but also somebody who loves theater, I know that feeling.
Right.
You're exploding with joy.
Yeah.
And it's, because we don't have lighting right in our face, which means then you can't see the audience.
Right.
It's like doing a cabaret. And you feed off of the audience energy, which is so great. They're becoming involved in the show, which is what we like in our meetings. Become involved. Don't have us just be talking heads.
Do you remember the first time you were ever at a Broadway show or something like that, or your first time you saw a play or a musical and you got that feeling, wow, this is really, I'm being moved by this. You wanted to jump up and do the applause too.
Yes, I had 2. It wasn't a Broadway show. It was when I went and saw the Nutcracker for the first time and went, that's what I want to do.
Okay.
And then for my birthday in New Jersey, we would go in to see Radio City Music Hall. And that's when they had a show and a movie. And so you got the dancing and the music and the movie, and I was hooked at that point.
Wow.
Most definitely.
It's funny because I saw the 10 Commandments, the movie, at Radio City Music Hall. And I was so taken with the fact that the mountain and the Bible were so big, because it was something I had never seen before. But I'll tell you the truth, the first Broadway show that I saw that really engaged me in musical theater was actually Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh,
I
we're going to
just
talk about
loved
that
it,
in
the
a
story,
second.
the history, just the history of the families and my history and, being Jewish and and really all the storytelling and the dynamics that engaged me.
Well, and what's true about Fiddler on the Roof is you don't have to be Jewish to see it. It is about family. It is about community. It is about strife.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little about Fiddler on the Roof. You guys are bringing that in. That's the next big one in the fold for the Broadway musical lovers.
Yes. So we took a little poll and we've gotten some great feedback, and our population, our membership, and also the 7 people that have called me in the past 3 days because they picked up the flyer, have said that they love musical theater and they love sing-alongs and they want to learn things.
Okay.
So we had a meeting a couple months ago and I said, you know what? Let's start with Fiddler on the Roof. It's probably almost everybody's favorite musical because it's something for everybody in there. There's love between a husband and wife.
Right.
There's love between children amongst themselves and with their parents. And then, as Kate said, there's strife because one of the daughters falls in love with somebody outside of their religious community.
Right.
And that song, God, I'm just getting tickles. When they sing that song, the father and the daughter, when she's leaving at the end, it really makes you realize that, there's challenges in families.
Absolutely. And so some of the songs people like to sing along. What are some of the favorites you want to maybe bring to folks or have them figure out what they want to sing along to?
Well, Sunrise, Sunset.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Matchmaker.
Matchmaker.
Don't we all want a good match
If
in
I
our
Were a
lives?
Rich Man.
Yes, absolutely. Sabbath Prayer.
Okay.
And we're going to provide lyrics.
Okay.
So that we're going to have a sing-along. I'll also give a little bit of vocal lesson there, so on how to breathe, how to stand. And I'm going to give a little history, because I happen to have the book here, the master book, with all the stories of the lyricists, the writers who developed it, and also the history from where it came.
Yeah, the book. It was, a book that was written of many stories, and they pulled the stories together to make this. This
Now, Lisa,
musical.
you've done the kind of the deep dives and the history and the background of some of the plays before with the club, right? So you guys kind of
Absolutely.
revisiting this,
Yes.
and people seem to enjoy that, right?
People loved Oklahoma. People, and we really, in our first year, we were exploring.
Yeah,
So
what
like,
did they like?
yeah.
What, what was like, oh, that was not over the top,
Right.
that kind of thing.
And people really want to go like to Segerstrom, which is some local theater together. So I'm going to see a musical in June. I won't
Okay.
say what it is yet, but
Secret,
you have to come to
secret.
the first meeting because I'll have a flyer about it. And if people want to go, they can go and buy their own kind of ticket, whatever wherever they want to sit. And then probably in July or August, we'll have a discussion about that particular show that's coming down from LA. It's a national tour.
Okay. Now, how great is it, Kate, that we have Broadway Music Lovers Club right here in the village, but also there's so many great venues all around Laguna Playhouse and Segerstrom that you guys can just say, hey, let's all just get in a van or let's all get a bus and go somewhere.
Absolutely. Well, there's the Barclay, and the Barclay is smaller, so you get individual performers and then some groups. We're going to go see the Mikado,
Yeah.
but it's the New York, Gilbert and Sullivan Society. Segerstrom, it's not just one. It's Segerstrom and, it's the other one, the Renee, Samueli. So you can go from cabarets to full, ballet and things like that.
Right.
And let's face it, it's 20 minutes from here, so why wouldn't we go there?
Right.
And also, I just went up to LA for the first time, and I saw a show at the Amundsen Theater, and a bunch of us jumped in, shared an Uber. I'm going this Sunday. We're going to share an Uber, because we don't want to drive. It's LA. But, there's a guy who's going to be there, Ben Platt, who is so famous. I've never seen him on Broadway. I was like, oh, my God, he's here for 10 shows. We're in. So there's so much opportunity.
There's a lot of opportunity. I just saw Suffs up in the Pantages.
Oh, we
That
saw
was
it on
great.
Broadway.
Yeah, we saw it on Broadway.
Yeah,
and
that
I
was.
went
But like
back.
you say, going up to LA, you don't want to do that. I drove there and back. I'm like, gosh, it's just why. I wanted to see the play, but so it is
a
wonderful
tough one.
that they're
Yeah.
also so close and everything's so great here. When you talk about the breathing techniques and how people can do people kind of discover, like, hey, I had a voice, I didn't know that, when you kind of walk people through that?
Yes,
like people wanted
absolutely.
to sing or they sing a little bit, but then they really kind of come out.
I'm telling you a true story. I recently
don't lie to
taught.
me.
No, no, this just happened 2 weeks ago. I'm teaching a workshop for free, for the Theater Guild. It's called Tuning Up Your Voice, and I only take 3 students at a time. It's a 3-week workshop, and only one person showed up. So she had me all by herself for an hour and a half each, 3 weeks in a row. So she had me for
Private
five and a half.
lesson.
She did, and you know
Wow.
what? In the second class, when she said to me, she goes, I can't believe. She goes, I can't believe how acting and singing are so
Connected.
and she couldn't get the word out, so I gave her the word connected. And just watching that revelation as a teacher, as somebody who loves music, and and when you know what songs she chose on her own out of my 80 pieces of music, and she chose a song from Fiddler.
There you go.
Yeah, and she's not Jewish, so she felt close to this music. So I've been working on this one song with her.
And one of the things is how many, of us as children in elementary school were told, honey, just mouth the lyrics, I mean, that kind of thing, because young kids are just getting and finding their
Right,
voice.
right.
And so exactly what you say, as they grow up and as they become adults, all of a sudden, oh, I can't sing. And then you have a situation and you go, wow, I can sing.
And my dad was told in the 1930s to be a listener.
Listener.
That's what he said.
You don't
And
need
he
a
was,
skill to be good listening.
and being married to my mother, who's a singer, 40 years later, he started to sing well. Because it rubs off on you.
Yeah.
When you guys take a crack at something as big as Fiddler on the Roof, with everybody's seen it, everybody has their own takeaways of how it should be performed in the characters. How do you guys figure out how to make it unique to how can we rediscover this or make a unique choice in the characters?
Well, because we have such an intellectual group of people here in the village, really,
do.
we're sort of doing it, we've discussed it as a Rhodes Scholar, where we're
I say
educating
TED
them, TED Talk, but where we're giving them some threads of
Behind
where
the
the
scenes.
development came from. It came from Russia.
Yeah.
Where did the cantors come who were singing from Russia, and they came to Broadway, and they created all of these messages in these musicals, and then we tell them their names, their backgrounds. One guy's from Connecticut, little things like that, and then we go into the songs and we talk about them.
What's good too is to say, well, the people who wrote this one also wrote this. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's so different. How is that possible? And you go, exactly. That's what shows you in musical theater. You don't have to just stick to one genre. You can find different stories, and the same people write the music, and the music is so very different.
And there were 6 major famous actors that played Tevye. So there's Zero Mostel and all these other names. We're going to talk about them. What are the shows they did? How many times they do it? So there's so much to know.
Okay. If people want to get involved in the Broadway Music Lovers Club, how do they do that?
Well,
Call us.
yeah, our phone
Or
numbers are there.
email. Ooh, I got to go check the email.
Yeah. But you can call us. You can just show up on our next meeting. Our meetings are now on Tuesdays, the first Tuesday of the month at 2 p.m. Dining room number 1 in the Performing Arts
All right,
Center.
so the next one's going to be January 6th then, right?
Yes.
2 p.m.?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, from the Broadway Music Lovers Club, Kate and Elisa, thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're watching This Day. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we've got a great movie. I think it's a great movie coming up for us on this Saturday. It is Kiefer Sutherland. He stars in Tinseltown. This one just came out this year. It's brought to us by Pacific Financial Planners. And it's going to be at 2 p.m. with the subtitles and 6 p.m. without the subtitles. All right, let's take a check of our weather before we head out. And we got some great temperatures for you. It's going to be in the upper 60s for today and tomorrow and the next day. We might have some rain in the forecast coming up around Christmas. Look forward to that in the next few days. Let's take a look at who's going to be on tomorrow's show. And we got Reformed Temple's going to be here, as well as a recreation update. So we're going to get some good information there on Monday's show. And I'll be here as well, along with Bree Cox-Kennedy. That's going to do it for this edition of This Day. I'm Michael Taylor. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one.